Heather. Oh, it has begun. Okay.
We're back.
Hello.
We're back on our bullshit.
Like, no one noticed we were gone. I'm just kidding. It wasn't that long.
2 weeks? I forgot how to do my eyeliner.
That sounds like your problem. I'm just kidding. No,
That's
but...
unrelated.
That's separate. But, no, yeah, it is a while. But also, I don't know, it was necessary, so...
Yes.
Yeah, let's...
Necessary? I would say it was... We had no choice in the matter.
Yeah.
We got COVID.
Yeah.
You know all those memes that are like, my fall plans, and then the Delta variant? That was our life for these past 2 weeks.
Yep. Literally.
We literally were thriving, glowing, making new friendships.
Life couldn't get any better.
No, literally.
For a Libra and a Gemini, honestly, like, vibing.
Sure, my car
Summer.
is not drivable right now, but I had
I'm traumatized.
But I have a MTS monthly pass.
Heather! Get down. I swear that's just gonna be like a lot.
Heather, get down.
Heather doesn't... She's back. Heather's back as well. Heather is being annoying this episode, like always. Like fucking always.
Surprise.
Yeah. But yeah, we got sick, and it was actually so bad because I was fainting for like the first 3 days.
Yeah.
And that was like, for the first 3 days I was fainting. Like, I physically couldn't get up and stand up for more than like 2 seconds. But every other day other than that, I was completely, like, I had to sleep. Like, it was so much fatigue. Like, after 3 days, I could finally stand up, but the fatigue was so bad. Like, that's what really got us. So we physically couldn't do it. We couldn't record, and we couldn't get up.
Walking to the bathroom was like the only thing I could do, and even then, I did feel like I had shortness of breath at times, and then, yeah. It was really bad. Like, me and Val haven't even talked about it. Like, 2 weeks of our lives, we were both just trying to get through it, white-knuckling it, you know? It's a virus, so there's really nothing you can take. I mean, we were taking, like, Mucinex and stuff. And, like, Dayquil, NyQuil. But that was just, like, I don't know, just to get us through the day, because it was so bad, and I couldn't eat. Like, that was the worst part for me.
Yeah, 100%. That's something I saw a lot of, like, online when I looked up what people were saying. Like, that's something no one really mentions, is how bad it is, like, that you can't eat. Like, you can't keep anything down. Like, the nausea is so real.
It's so real. I mean, first of all, nothing tastes good because you don't have a sense of smell. So nothing was really appetizing, but my stomach was still growling and hurting because it was empty. So then I had to eat something, and then that made me even more nauseous, and I couldn't even keep it down. So yeah, it was literally so bad, so humbling. Like, today I was my first day back at work, and I was so grateful. Like, I almost started crying.
To be doing something other than literally being in pain in bed. Yeah. Like, not being able to move and being in pain in bed. Yeah,
and just, like, not even being able to, like, do my job, you know, which, like, I really need my routine. And, like, just being yanked out of my routine, it, like, fucked me up. And I'm legit still, like, reeling from it.
Yeah, for sure. It was traumatizing. Like, it was basically, like, the physical struggle was equal to the mental struggle. If not, the mental struggle felt worse. It just felt worse. It was, like, so hard.
On top of COVID, I have depression. Ow. And so that was not a good combo.
No,
like,
not a good combo, you guys.
I literally deleted Instagram because I was like, I can't even look at my friends have fun without me. Like, the FOMO's real. I feel depressed. I'm sad. And yeah. And also I was like, okay, God, we're gonna do this. Like, I'm just gonna like try to learn from it and be grateful and allow it to humble me, because it really did.
100%.
I am back. I'm grateful, and I'm so excited to get back to our fucking life.
Yeah.
You know, like even just this like small pleasure of our podcast. I'm so happy and blessed that we can get back to it, you know?
I 100% agree. And I feel like it really hit us at a time when we both felt like, whoa, like, this is definitely a peak of our lives. We just were having so much fun with our new group of friends, which we will get into. But basically, I feel like we kind of felt at first like this is like the worst time for it to happen to us. But looking back, it's like this is probably the best time because it humbled us. And like exactly how you said, to like the point where like the next time we see them, we're going to be so fucking excited. And it's going to be so much more fulfilling. And we're going to be able to really feel it and feel the gratitude for it, because it did feel like too good to be true. Like that's how much fun we were having. And so now it's like we can really take it in because we know what the opposite of that is. Yeah. So we can really take it in now. And I'm grateful more than anything. The whole time I was really saying to God, like, I trust in your plan always. You know? So,
there was a lot of prayer involved. And thankfully our family was praying a lot too. And I do believe in that. I believe that, like, we're extremely powerful beings. And, like, when we actually intentionally release energy towards somebody, it's really powerful. I mean,
I agree.
And it could go both ways. Like, that's why hate is really, really powerful as well and damaging. But, like, when people pray for you and or are sending you those, like, pure, loving thoughts, it's unstoppable. And, I mean, everything that I was afraid of, I got through it, you know?
Yes.
Like, I seriously was like, I feel like if it gets any worse, like a hair worse, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. And that was terrifying because you can't have anybody with you. And the amount of people, I mean, I know of people who've lost people to COVID.
Me too.
And it's just so heartbreaking to not even be able to be there with your family member, you know? So that was my number one fear. But then, like, the smaller things, like, is my sense of smell ever gonna come back? Because and every time, like, I would Google it, it was like, some people it's like permanently gone. That's
insane. I have this friend who couldn't smell in high school. Love that person. And so it's just funny because now really, like, the whole population can join them, because it was just a thing. I don't know why we would always talk about it, be like, oh, they can't smell, or I don't know, we'd make jokes about it, but fuck, like, but it's this is serious. Like, I have another friend who did get in and hasn't come back yet. So
my heart goes out to you. It was scary, and I'm just thankful to anybody who prayed for us, and whoever like texted us and checked on us. Like, it means the world to me, because it hasn't been until recently that I've started building a support system. And so if you want to talk about divine timing, you know, I feel like we had each other, we lived with each other, and that was also a blessing.
Such a blessing, can I say. Like, my sister and I haven't talked about it, like we said, and we didn't talk about it while it was happening, but we worked so well together at helping each other.
We were helping each other, and just, like, we were communicating, like, I can't be with anybody right now, like, I want to be alone. Or, like, we just both, like, fucking slump into the bed and, like, watch something. Like, the fact that we couldn't even watch TV. It was hard to focus. Like, that's how sick we felt. And it's awful. It's awful. And I'm gonna say some prayers tonight for people who are dealing with it right now, and anybody that's, like, vulnerable in any way. Because I thought I was going to die. You know what I mean? Like, so I can't even imagine, like, knowing you have no immune system, you know? Or already having, like, lung issues.
I've been thinking equally as much about permanent disease, permanent illness, things like that like, you would never focus on, and you just hear about, and you'd be like, oh, well, that sucks for them, I hope the best for them, but you don't really understand. This really made me understand. This is someone's reality, like, everyday existence, everyday struggle. Like, that we never have to relate to, and that we just have to keep, like, praying for them and hoping no one has to feel that way. Like, it's just, it just humbled us so much, how you said. Like, yeah, definitely. And I'm thankful for that. I'm so thankful, honestly. So thankful. Heather, I'm so sorry.
She likes to bite the plastic water bottles, and so that's what she's doing right now.
You put a little elevator.
Yeah. This is your segment. Go off, queen.
Oh my god.
Okay,
so
it's over.
Loud.
I'm
for
sorry,
what?
Heather. I know that this is the only thing that brings you joy, but it's ruining our podcast. Okay? So, I'm gonna hide it, and then you can get it back when it's done.
Joy. It's so true, that's why it's funny.
Okay.
Anyway.
You know what we're missing?
What?
The intro.
That is the intro.
Hit it.
Okay, I guess that's how we're starting it.
Okay, so...
Okay, honey.
Val, take us into their next topic, because I don't know where we're going with this.
Okay. What was the first topic that you said, though?
Well, we recently got into Greta Van Fleet.
Yes! Okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
Like, okay. This is just ridiculous, okay? Because I'm almost 30 years old. I'm turning 28 in a couple months. And I feel like I have Beatlemania for Greta Van Fleet. Like, I literally feel like I could burst into tears just thinking about them.
Me too. Me too.
Like, what is wrong with me?
No, I feel the same. I haven't felt this, like, sensitive to someone's existence in like, since One Direction, since Harry Styles, like, got brought into my fucking world. Like, basically, for people who don't know, Greta Van Fleet is this really, really popular
rock and roll band.
And they formed semi-recently, and it's this group of 4 guys, and 3 of them are brothers, and they all play their own instruments, and the lead singer can, like, belt.
Yeah.
And they write their own music that is, like, actually, like, it's literally the most beautiful compositions.
They're all in their 20s. They're from Frankenmuth, I believe is the name
Where's
of their
that?
city. Michigan.
Okay, Michigan?
Yeah. And
cutting wood and shit.
Cutting wood and shit out of Michigan. And they are often compared to Led Zeppelin. And
yeah.
It's like, I guess, to some people it's controversial, but I really don't care. Like, but if just to give you an idea of what their genre of music sounds like, they're usually compared to Led Zeppelin, and they just write some wonderful music. And I grew up with a mom who grew up with rock and roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so she played it a lot at home, and I mean, she's the one who, like, showed us Freddie Mercury, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff is, like, in my bones, and I always just, like, would feel so envious of the people that lived through the 70s.
Yes.
Because, like, 70s and 80s, right? But, like,
yeah.
that time where, like, rock and roll was life, you know?
No, that was it. That was the genre. Yeah.
And, like, we grew up watching that 70s show, you know? Like,
yes.
They go to concerts and, like,
they're obsessed with Led Zeppelin. They're obsessed, like,
yeah.
They obviously never really play it, so, like, you know, to be obsessed with that genre is, like,
yeah,
eye-opening.
It's, like, it's not just music, right? It's a fucking lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it influences how you dress, how you think.
Yeah, which is part of why we're fucking crazy for them.
Exactly.
The way they fucking dress, dog. I can't even.
No.
I can't. Like, as a person who's into fashion,
I mean,
I can't.
Up idolizing, like, Bret Michaels. That's his name, right?
Bret Michaels? Yeah.
And, or, like, Steven Tyler. Is it Steven Tyler?
Yeah, Steven Tyler, but I don't really remember.
Well, like, Mick Jagger, like...
I just remember Freddie Mercury.
Mercury
they weren't...
for sure. And the
Yeah, there's a
Beatles,
little
too.
influence there, actually, from Freddie.
Yeah. But, I guess what I'm saying is, like, we grew up idolizing kind of feminine men, you know?
Right. My mom, yeah, that was actually a good part of my mom's, like, genre of just people that she liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
that's so true.
Like, we've always been into men with long hair and just, like...
I have a thing about men with long hair. Just, like, I've always had a thing. Like, since I was young, and my sister knows this. Like, it's just a thing. We could see a guy with long hair, and my sister could look at me, and I know exactly what she's thinking.
Yeah. And the thing about Greta Van Fleet is that 3 out of the 4 of them have long hair. And
I'm fucked.
They all dress like... The thing is, like, I fucking hate gender... fucking norms and shit, you know?
Oh my god,
like, I hate having to say, like, oh, they dress kind of feminine, but what I mean, like, they're just really creative and out there with what they choose to wear. Yeah. You know?
They're non-conforming, like, it's really fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their style is extremely, obviously, reminiscent to, like, 70s rock and roll. Mm-hmm. And just to be alive when... there's a band. It's like I feel like I'm transformed into a 70s girl. Like,
Same.
I'm back in time, listening to an album that just released that takes me to those places that, you know, like, whoever listened to The Dark Side of the Moon when it first came out by Pink Floyd is like, I finally get it. I finally get it. You know?
You nailed it. I couldn't put it into words.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the feeling of finally getting it, because, like, you look back, you try to connect so hard, but you can't.
Yeah. They just released their album not too long ago, and I listened to it all the way through, and I'm kind of like a music, like, what is it called?
Person who likes music.
I like music, but I'm kind of like obsessive about it and very particular about it, and like, and at the same time very unpredictable. Like, I can be into the most random shit, and if I'm into it, I'm just into it. Like, but I really appreciate when there's like a whole concept that goes with the album, not just like visually, but in the sounds. Like, there's a theme, everything goes together, and like there's a story. I'm learning something, I'm getting something from it, you know? And
explains why you like Tyler and
because
Kanye.
Tyler, the creator, Kanye, like, they really value that stuff, and they put a lot of thought into it, and it comes through, you know? You're giving us a whole body of work that's like making me transcend the physical realm. And just like and just watching their interviews, and like, you know, the guitarist describing how, I mean, I'm sure this is very common, you know, but like, I've never been so inspired by a band before. And like, the only other band I can possibly think of that I was obsessed with was Simple Plan. And even then, like, this is for the first time, like, I am so in awe of the talent. I just can't even, like, they leave me speechless when I watch music videos of them playing live.
Same.
And like, Jake is the guitarist. He was describing how, like, he'll be like almost falling asleep, and he'll think of a guitar riff, and he'll have to get up and record it so he doesn't forget it. And like, that's just like, oh, like, they're sharing something so beautiful with the world that comes from within them, you know? And like, I guess why it's so touching to me is because we grew up kind of in a really poppy and synthetic sound of music, which is also you know, art in its own right. Like, I can't do that. I can't do what Phineas does for Billy. Like, that shit is impressive, you know?
Mm.
But, like, there's something about, like, head to guitar, you know, and then just, like, guitar to my ears. Like, that just makes me feel so connected to them. And, like, Josh is the lead singer, and they all write the songs together and stuff like that, but Josh says he does write most of them kind of, like, last, you know, like, they build the song from the melodies first and then add the lyrics. And it's just, like, I just can't even understand how someone could do that, you know? And, like, have a song about the human condition that describes it so perfectly. And they're, like, talking about real life shit, like, not just, like, love or whatever, which is, like, fine. There's no hate in that. It's
just overdone, I think.
It's overdone,
yeah.
And I feel like their approach to music is just so fresh, even though it's extremely similar to old things.
Yeah.
So, I'm very inspired. I'm very, very passionate about it. We literally got through COVID because of Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah.
Because I seriously was like, I could not find any joy, and they brought joy into my life.
Yeah. And, like, we could just listen to them. Like, we didn't have to watch anything. We didn't have to do anything. We were just listening. It really did get us through, and it transformed me and you, like, because it's just was so new, happening at this time when we felt so vulnerable. Like, if we didn't imagine, like, it just happened that way. And so it's just so attached to our kind of traumatic experience, but in a beautiful way where, like, it really helped us. It's so, it sounds so dumb, like, Greta Van Fleet, you helped me through COVID. But they literally did.
Yes. And I'm not, like, I do feel like there's a time in my life where I would have been kind of embarrassed to care about anything this much. But that's, like, cynicism, and I don't have time to be cynical. But this is all to say, like,
for sure,
listen to them because they're really good, and also they're really fucking hot.
Yep.
Like, obviously.
Yeah. No, I can't even. I've been telling my sister this the whole time. I can't even comprehend that these people exist. Me
neither.
Because they're my type. If there has ever been a type for me, which I would never consider anything my type, they are my type.
Physically, but also
it's for me it's personalities. The way, the fact that they're so artistic, their looks, obviously, their style, their
and just, like, their
genius. So that's been our lives as COVID and Greta Van Fleet, and I wish it wasn't that simple, but it is. Another part of our lives that is fresh, I guess, goes along with everything else, is our friends.
Yes.
You should talk about it because they're your friends first. They were your friends first. And then I snuck in.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been kind of weird because, like, I've been a homebody for a long time. And I've been in, like, serious relationships back to back for a while. So, I feel like I really, like, lost myself in those relationships and just didn't even put effort into watering a garden around me of support, you know? So, since this recent breakup, that was something that I really wanted to be intentional about, is, like, really step out of my comfort zone and start making new friends, and antidepressants really helped with that.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say I just snapped out of it. Snap out of it. It was a lot of work, getting medication, you know, starting therapy and stuff like that. So
yeah,
the way it happened is, like, I really do like apps because it's, like, easier for me to just, like, bypass the whole small talk thing and just, like, know what you're about, you know? And so that's kind of how I connected with a friend of mine. Like, we've been friends for, I guess, a few months now. And we hung out. We went to a picnic. It was the cutest thing ever because, you know, they have a good friend who was also on the Her app, which is, like, it's like a dating site for LGBTQ people. Yeah. But it is geared towards, like, I think lesbian or like woman with woman, or whatever, but that's kind of where it all started because, you know, I've been on Tinder and stuff like that, but it's just not like the vibe, you know?
Yeah.
In order to make friends.
No, it's too, honestly, go on Tinder if you want to have sex.
It does certainly feel that way.
Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, I'm bisexual. I'm like also open to making friends and whatever comes from that with men, but it was kind of impossible for me to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. Like, I just can't with men right now.
And that is so valid and self-explanatory.
If there's any bisexual men out there, hit me up because...
Oh, no, if you're on the spectrum,
yeah,
come vibe, come kiki.
LGBTQIA.
Yeah.
Hit my line. Because that's, like, the only way I can stomach that idea. But anyway, back to the story. So I befriended somebody on the Her app, and we really hit it off, and we're talking, you know, over text. Eventually we started talking over text. And then they invited me to a picnic with their friend, and their friend was going to bring someone that they met on the app.
Yeah.
So it was, like, kind of scary, but I'm so happy that I went because we all hit it off. We all got along, and...
No, I remember you telling me about it, and, like, you being really, like, just, like, excited and whatever, just, like, you know, it was your first time, so you were excited, but we just, like, didn't know, like, what was gonna come out of it, and, like, literally couldn't have been any better, the people we found, and, like, that day that you guys went out, you guys ran into 2 other people, who, randomly, who are also now a part of the group, who, like... The friend, or you explain how.
Yeah, so it was 4 of us having a picnic, and then there was like 2 people on a little blanket, and the two friends that I was with were like, oh, that's my friend, that's somebody I know, let's go say hi. And so, and I remember feeling a little bit nervous about meeting all these new people, you know. And so we went over there and we said hi, and then we all just started talking, and it just felt right. Like, the vibes were right, and
it's so cool because we all feel so comfortable around each other. Yeah.
And then when did I bring you into the group? Was it the day that we went to Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yeah, that was the day.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So she had been, like, the group, it was just like you guys hang out like once. And then the next time you guys hung out again, you invited me. We were all supposed to, like, hang out during the day and then, like, go to the club at night. But I had gone to the club the night before, and I came back and was so, like, the next day basically was just, like, recovery.
Yeah.
So, I didn't hang out with you guys in the day, but we all went to the club. I met everyone. I felt very, like... oh my god, like, I'm just getting plopped into this group, and there were so many of you guys, and I hugged everyone, like, everyone felt so kind and open, and, like, I almost felt, like, ready to meet me, because you had mentioned me, and so everyone was just, like, really nice, and...
yeah. And we had a fucking blast.
Yeah, that night was so fun.
We went to Gossip Girl, and it was... just really good vibes. Everybody was dancing and drinking, and that's what I like about that group, that we're all down to clown.
Yeah.
You know?
It was so fun.
It's so much fun, and ever since then we've been kind of hanging out with them, and I really like them all because they all are super down to earth, but they're all super different.
Yes.
Like, the friend that I made, first of all, they're a Pisces. Pisces, I know it's Pisces, but they're a Pisces, they're a water sign, and so they're really, really deep, you know?
Yeah.
They're really deep and smart, and, you know, it just feels nice to be able to have, like, an intellectual conversation with somebody. They're also very, like, passionate and driven.
Very passionate.
And actually, this is a really good little segue to the fact that I want to have them on the show.
Yes.
Because they have such a unique story to tell, and there's just so much awareness that can come from their story. And I just want to be able to share that with the whole world, you know, and they want to.
Yes,
So
their
that's
story
exciting.
is so interesting. Seriously, like, when you told me, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I felt very inspired by them.
Yeah.
And I love the way they speak about everything. It just comes so, like, straight from the heart.
Yeah.
And, like, every time I hear them talk or they talk about anything, I'm just, like, I just feel in awe of them.
Yeah. That's
Like,
how I feel too.
Yeah. And I just, like, I feel like the second I met them, I was in awe of them. They're just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then their bestie, I don't know if they call each other best friends,
But my sister likes to point it out.
They're definitely besties. And they're so cute together.
They'll never admit it to each other, though.
Yeah, I don't think
Yes.
so.
It's so cute.
They're a Capricorn to the T.
Yeah,
And
to a
they're hilarious.
T. Yes, they're so funny.
And just, like, so vibrant. I don't know how to explain it. Their aura is just really vibrant. And
They feel really present and, like, quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and
they're the type of person that, like, will dance with you on the dance floor and grind with you and look you straight in the eyes the entire time.
yeah.
That's some PQ material right there, you know? Oh, we should describe the other two friends.
So, the other two friends, one of them is a Gemini, and they're more of like a calm Gemini, and that's because they have a Capricorn moon. They're also very down to earth, but like, they socialize a lot, and they're just very smart, and they're incredible. Like, I just can't put it into words. Like, that's the vibe.
Yeah.
But I'm just so happy to, like, meet another Gemini. I can't remember the last time I was friends with a Gemini, honestly. So we really do. I do feel like we're on the same page about things, and like our thoughts are kind of similar, or our ways of thinking are similar. And it makes me feel less lonely to be with a Gemini, like around them, because yeah, it just feels like, oh, you're one of me, yay. And that was like literally the first thing I said to them. I was like, oh, so you're a Gemini, and then like from there, it just like we're fine,
Yeah.
like. You know?
And the thing about Geminis is that they demand attention.
Oh.
Not overtly, sometimes overtly. But it's just like a energy type thing. Like,
wow, I never thought of that.
yeah.
Because I don't meet that many Geminis, so it's like hard for me to analyze, but
I mean,
you're
Geminis that I
you're
know.
right.
Yeah.
Because this person does demand attention just
Absolutely.
by breathing, and
Yeah.
so do I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then their friend, who's also our friend, they're a Virgo.
They are so funny.
And that ass. I mean, if you want to get real with it, every single person in the group, except for me, well, I don't know what you think
I
about.
do. No, I do have a fat ass. If that's what you're saying. But
I like
no,
am
you're
in
right.
denial
Everyone does have a
about
fat ass, yeah.
it, literally.
Our group is full of fat asses. And that's a privilege. I will wave that flag. I will fucking preach that shit. Our group is awesome. Like,
Yeah, and we're
like,
all, like,
yeah,
pretty-
it takes I don't know.
This
yeah.
is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're literally in the show Skins. Like, each of us is, like, so unique and different, but we're, like, all friends. And we
Yeah. There's something that I'm sure I'll be able to pinpoint at some point that is our commonality. Because we are so, like, all of us are so individualistic. But we all see things the same.
Yeah.
Or we're all always on the same page.
Yeah.
And I feel comfortable and safe with everyone, and I feel like...
I think it's the fluidity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just, like, gender-wise, because I think everybody identifies as non-binary.
Yeah, so that's actually a big deal,
Yeah.
like, a big point we should make is that, like, more than half of them are identify as they, them, and other pronouns, but, you know, they are, like, fluid in their identity.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I think that translates to everything else, too.
yeah.
Like, we're able to just talk about things, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and not be so rigid about life.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I think rigidity is like my own personal pet peeve. Like cynicism and rigidity and just like not being able to see beyond the physical realm.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
all that, it just like brings me down so
Yeah.
much, you know. So I just really appreciate like how everybody's so fluid and open and just like
Forward thinking
and kind too, because
100%.
we
That's where I
haven't been
was
friends
going with that.
long. They're really kind because we haven't been friends with them that long, but they all checked in on us.
I care about all of them individually, like truly, and I feel that reciprocated
Yeah.
for sure. And that's such a like a nice warm feeling that I haven't felt in a long time from like a group of people. And you know, I thought I was being just like plopped into this group, but this group literally formed within 2 weeks, and then I was like the last one to join.
Yeah.
And then it was like I was the cherry on top, and then it was done, it was set. But it just like all basically happened so organically,
Yeah.
so fast,
organically.
but naturally. It just feels so right, and like we just have so much chemistry together. And to me, the most important thing in my life is the feeling of like friendship, like real love for other people. I hate that people are so focused on romantic love, because to me there's nothing more beautiful than the friendship I feel coming from this group,
Yeah.
truly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what's been going on with our life.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully all these like people that we meet teach us something, and they will you know, and that could be something we can share with all of you.
Oh, definitely. We will keep you updated. I realized my favorite thing to do is talk about things that are like currently happening
Yeah.
and like analyzing in real time with you guys. It's really fun.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you guys updated. I really missed doing this, and we're getting back into the groove of things. So, you know, maybe we're like a little rusty or something, but like we're shaking it off. And I'm just ready to like get into the groove of like, you know, and the flow. I'm really, really happy to be back.
All right, guys.
Love you guys. We'll talk to
Love
you
you.
next week.
Bye.
Bye.